Welcome to this episode on Saving the Next Generation. In our last video, we started discussing the topic on self-identity, recognizing your skills, your potentials, your qualities, those things which make you unique, those things which make you different from another person. We also gave you homework to discover yourself. Write down your strengths, write down your qualities, write down your potentials, write down those things you believe about yourself. So when you go out there and you get hit hard by life, you will fall back on those things you wrote, and you will be able to remind yourself and give yourself reason to keep pushing on. You will believe in yourself, and it will help you move on. It will help you continue to push on in life. In this video, we're going to continue on that topic, and we're going to be addressing the role of parents, the role parents play in building a strong positive image, a strong positive self-identity in young people. The role parents play is actually very vital. It is very crucial. It is very prominent. I'm not sure if every parent understands the role they play, but it is irreplaceable. Parents need to understand that they are the child's first teacher. They need to understand that they are the child's first coach. They need to understand that they are the child's first disciplinarian. They need to understand that they are the child's first role model. So there is a lot you can instill in that child as they grow up, and it begins from a tender age, from the age of 4, from the age of 2, when they can begin to know to say yes and to say no. You begin to instill these values in them, strong values, strong opinions about themselves. They will need to be confident about themselves, because out there it is hostile. And if you do not stand your ground, you'll be pushed around. If you do not stand your ground, you will be pushed around. And you end up finding yourself doing the wrong things because you do not know who you are. You do not believe in yourself. You need to instill values in your children, that when they get out there and people talk down on them, people despise them, people don't want to associate with them because they happen to have brown skin, people or friends don't want to associate with them because they're not cool enough, they don't wear makeup, they don't wear miniskirts, they don't hang out in bars, they don't walk around with no aimlessly, with no purpose, with no focus. You will need to tell them that it is okay to be decisive. It is okay to be focused. It is okay to be decent. It is okay to not wear makeup. You do not have to wear makeup just so you want to fit in and have friends and just be famous and popular like the popular girls in school. You will need to remind them that it is okay, to be different. You cannot join the rest of the people out there in lowering the standards you have set for your child, watering down the values and their self-esteem. You will need to boost it up and promote them and encourage them. So when they go out there and people despise them, when they go out there and people talk down on them, you will be the one to boost up their morale and give them reason to continue to believe in themselves and think that there is something about them that is special, something about them that is different, something about them that is unique, and they have to be able to bring it out because it is in the inside of them. And no other person but you can help them realize this and push it out of them. They will need to birth themselves out. There is a lot hidden and trapped in a child that if the parent does not recognize it, if you do not recognize that this child seems to have an interest in math, this child could be a very good computer engineer, this child could be a very good IT person, you will not pick up on that. If you will not pick up on that, if you are not always there trying to encourage your child, and this child might end up, trying to do other things at school, trying to do, I don't know, any other thing at school, maybe history or whatever, or maybe nursing or whatever at school, and they realize they are actually failing. Their grades are very poor. But if you are not there trying to guide them and tell them you are strong, you are smart, you are intelligent, you do this thing so well, you're able to fix things around the house, electronics, break down, and you are able to put them back together, you are able to make things work again. So you are intelligent, you are smart, even though in this other field you don't really do well, but there's something that you're good at. You begin to motivate them, you begin to give them reason to believe in themselves, so when they go out there and they fail at something, they know at the back of their minds that they are good at something, and that will keep them moving on. That will keep them moving on. You are supposed to be your child's cheerleader. Try to be there for games at school, for activities at school. Try to be there, so when they are looking around and friends are telling them, oh, this is my mom, this is my dad, oh, my mom came over for the game, my mom was here for the parents conference. And when your child turns around and cannot find anybody, what does that do to their self-image? What does that do to, they feel like they are not loved. It plays down on their self-esteem. It plays down on their self-identity. You need to make your child feel loved, feel wanted, feel cared for, feel protected. So I'm going to begin talking to you guys about the story about Ben Carson. Ben Carson is a former neurosurgeon, and today he is a politician, but his background is in neurosurgery. This guy, at school, at his tender age, in adolescence and young adulthood, he wasn't the smartest kid at school. He suffered with poor grades. He was sucked at math. He wasn't the best student at all. If you have watched the movie Gifted Hands, if you have not watched that movie, go watch it, and you'll be able to understand the role a parent plays in boosting and promoting and just helping a child realize that there is something about them, helping a child realize that they are not bad, they are not a failure, they are not losers. You will realize that there is a role that you play in bringing the best out of your child. And you will not give up on that child, no matter how bad they may seem to be, because they have maybe, hung around some very, bad friends, or maybe they have been influenced wrongly by the wrong association. But then when you continue to speak hope into your child and tell your child that you are not a loser, that you are not stupid, you are not foolish, because some of us, all we do is just, keep telling and reminding our kids that, because you failed at math, because your grade was like an F or something, or maybe a D, you begin to remind them that this is the reason you play games all day after school. You only talk on the phone all day. You're on your computer doing nothing every day. This is the reason why you suck at math. This is the reason why your grades are so poor. What do you do all day anyway? You only spend time eating. You only spend time, wanting to go out to parties. You keep putting out this negative words, and it keeps sinking into them, and when it sinks into them, that's what they believe. They know they're going to start believing that they cannot do anything at all. So what is the point trying? They're going to say this to themselves, like, what is the point trying? I am a loser anyway, so there's no point wanting to be better. because even if I try, I'm still going to fail. But when you begin to tell them that you are not a loser, tell them that you can make it. Tell them to be confident about their future. Tell them that with hard work, you can accomplish anything. Ben Carson was not the smartest kid at school. He failed in so many. He sucked at math. He probably was not even the best science student. But his mother pushed him academically, pushed him, forced him to read books, and told him, you are not a failure. You cannot be a loser. My child cannot. I believe in you. I believe in your future. She spoke hope into his life. She spoke what she wanted him to be into his life. No matter what people said about him, no matter what the grades were saying about him, she refused to believe it. Because she was confident that there is something special about this child, that this child is one of a kind, that this child is a brand on his own. It doesn't matter what the grades are saying. With hard work, you can accomplish anything. She believed this, and she pushed him to put in the work. He put in the work. He spent hours reading. He spent hours studying, and that paid off. At the end of the day, it paid off. He turned out to be a very renowned, a very successful neurosurgeon who conducted one of the best, one of the most complex and complicated neurosurgery, pediatric neurosurgery in history. So we parents have a vital role to play. You do not need to undermine your role. When we begin to play our role, we will help our kids discover themselves and stay true to themselves, and they will not fall prey to society and to the media. Stay true to yourself, believe in yourself, be confident in yourself. God bless you. And I believe you have learned something from this short video. Please help us share the word, or spread the word, share the video on your social media platforms, on WhatsApp, on Twitter, on Facebook, and like the page Youth Revival Place of Worship, where we post the videos on Facebook, and then join the group Saving the Next Generation, and also subscribe to our channel Saving the Next Generation. Until we meet again next week, this is Marie, or Matea Dare, your host on Saving the Next Generation. God bless you.